Oh, people, humans. Wonderful. Luminous leads, also known as Adele, Karen. Felix, camera. Wonderful. So, Karen, do you want to let everyone know what we're going over today?
You mean the same as last session?
Mhm.
It's about discovery questions.
Yes, wonderful. By the way, guys, I'm undecided. There's a small chance I'm going to make these two blocks into one block and do a 2 hour session. Right? Simply because like I can speak a lot more and go into more depth in 2 hours than I can in one. Wonderful. So we're kicking off with discovery questions. Nice and simple. We're going to go off one by one. I'm going to put your names on a list. Follow the list carefully. Don't fuck up. And I just want to hear you guys. The way that we're going to do this is tell me your discovery questions. Don't fuck it up. If you fuck it up, I'm going to say next. Everyone understand? And Francisco, just for you to understand also, if I hear the word or in Italian coming from you, I'm going to next you. Yep. Wonderful. So we got, let's just make that easier. Dio, Karen, Adil, Felix, Francesco, Rune, and then Tommy.
Okay.
Wonderful. This is the order. Tommy, we're going through the same exercise. I've put you last, so just catch up. So let's kick it off. Don't fuck up. Give
What
me a question.
prompted you to participate in this call today?
I want to know more about what you offer.
What is your current cost
No,
per
no, no.
acquisition?
You guys are on the longer game. Like, you guys are we're going beginning. So Dio, give me the list of your questions.
Okay, sure. Do I do the whole thing or just the questions?
The whole thing.
Okay,
I want it in 10 questions.
sure. Hey Ishmael, can you hear me? Is everything good?
Yes.
Okay. How these calls typically go is that I'm gonna ask you a few questions on where you are, when you wanna go, where you wanna go, and what's stopping you from getting there. If I see we're a fit, I'll let you know early. If not, I'm gonna end the call to not waste your time and my time. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay. What prompted you to participate in this call today?
Looking to grow my business. I'm eager to find out what you can do for me.
Sure, sure. Could you please describe your current processes for booking and sales calls?
Well, it's just we do outreach, email mainly. It's not really working too well.
So you're doing many cold email, correct?
Yes.
Have you tried anything else in the past?
No.
Okay. On average, how much sales calls is cold email able to book you in a typical month?
About three.
About three. Okay. So how much of those calls, expressed as a percentage, result in actual client attendance?
Three. Shops, very good.
Yeah, okay, got it. So what about conversion rate? How much people are you able to, or how much successful sales are you able to make out of those three calls?
Typically, we see one in every six close.
One in every six.
Yeah.
So you need 2 months to close just one client.
Is that a question?
Yeah,
Yes, 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 yes.
okay. So I'm curious, what is your average, what's your fee structure or initial investment for new clients engaging your services?
$3,000.
Okay. Could you,
Deal.
yeah,
Those were your 10 questions. Do you know enough?
say that
Those were
again?
You gave me 10 questions. Those were the
Okay.
10 questions. Yes. Do you know enough about your prospect to close them?
I'd
No.
say I know a decent amount, but I need more.
Yeah, cool. Karen, 10.
Hi, Ishmael. So the way these calls go is I am going to find out where you're at right now, where you're going to head to. And as soon as I know that I can solve your problem, we'll go on. If not, we'll just end this call quickly. Is it okay for you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so based on your last month, how many of the clients you have right now have been new clients percentage-wise?
I would say about 20%.
20% new clients, okay. And which methods did you actually use to get in touch with them?
Mainly referrals.
Referrals, okay. So about these referrals on your onboarding process, how many, like, what was your percentage of actually closing those referrals?
30%.
30%, okay. Have you ever tried anything else besides referrals?
Nope.
Okay. So your about your onboarding process, which was like what was the hardest thing for you to be actually able to close those clients where is it only 30%?
It's mainly that people can't afford our services. Like
What?
lots of broke prospects.
Okay. Would you be willing to like lower your services, or would you be willing to rather qualify like high quality clients who can actually afford that?
High quality, they can afford it.
Okay, if I was able to show you how you can do this, would you trust the figures and actually jump on what we're doing?
Yes.
Okay, so what is your profit margin right now from one client?
3,000.
Okay, and what would be a cost per acquisition you would be able to deal with?
I wouldn't know. I've only worked based on referrals, so I wouldn't know cost per acquisition because I've never dealt with that. It's more of a complex questions, but it took you way long, like it took you far too long to get to actual numbers. The original numbers are all redundant because I'll ask you a question. How many clients do I have? You don't know. You just know percentages. Every question you asked initially was based on percentages, so you don't know anything about my business. The only thing you know now is that the cost, but you don't actually know how many clients I'm working with.
Mm.
From the 10 questions, you are unable to deduce the size of my business, meaning you don't know whether or not I can afford high ticket, low ticket, so on and so forth.
All right.
These are 10 questions. We need them to be powerful, like very tactical, powerful questions. Okay, next, Adil.
Sure. Hi, Ismael. How is school going to go? I'll ask a couple of questions. Where you currently are, where you're planning to go, and how can we help you to get there? If I see that we are fit, I'll showcase our systems, and if that sounds fair, we'll roll with that. Does that sound good?
Yep.
Sure. I know it was my team which invited you to this call, but I'm pretty sure you're not joining every single call you got an invitation for. So what was the reason?
See how you can grow my business.
Sure, we can help with that. How does your current lead generation efforts look like?
Mainly, we do a little bit of Facebook ads and referrals.
And how many leads you end up talking each month?
In total, I would say about 40.
So you're talking about 40 leads each month, and what are the conversion rates on those?
I would say we typically close around 15.
From 40 leads, you close 15. So your close rate is about 40%. Is that right?
Give or take, yeah.
Okay. In that case, if you close 15 deals from 40 prospects, what are your revenue look like each month?
Well, per client, we're getting about 2,000. So we're looking at about 30,000 monthly.
And that's revenue.
Yeah.
Sure. In that case, what's your currently bottlenecks that you're facing that prevent you from getting you to point B?
We want more leads.
Is it only the problem of quantity or also the quality?
Right now, we're happy with the conversion rate, so it's quantity.
I see. And have you tried any other lead generation methods in the past, except Facebook and referrals?
No.
So
10 questions.
Yeah.
Your beginning questions were very good. Like up to question number 6, it's very good. But then the next key thing that you need to know is my targets. Right? What are my targets over the next 6 months? Because that's what you need to know in order to know if you can actually take me there. Right? But all in all, it was good. The one problem that you had in the beginning was I told you that I get my business from referrals and Facebook. You don't know which one's bringing me what. So for all you know, I'm getting 30 leads from Facebook, which is advertising, which is a good sign. Or I'm getting 5, which is not a good sign.
And
Right,
then I can pinpoint on that.
well, you could have simply asked if you're able to just split it and tell me the conversions from the 40 leads, how many are Facebook, how many are referrals, and what's your conversion rate looking on each one.
I see.
Okay, wonderful. Next, Francesco.
Hi Ismael, the way this call is going to go is that I'm going to ask you some questions to see if we are a good fit. If not, we're not going to waste our times. So the first thing that I want to ask you is what brought you to our call today?
Francesco, are you single? I
Yeah,
assume you are. Yes, you are.
yeah,
Yeah. Can you please sound a little bit more interesting to speak to?
yeah. I slept a little bit tonight.
Okay, go get the coffee, Italian coffee, and have energy from the top.
Okay. Hi Ismael, the way this call is going to go is that I'm going to ask you some questions to see if you are a good fit for our agency. If not, we're not going to waste our times. So my first question is, what brought you today to our call?
I'm interested to know how you can help grow my business.
Okay. And which lead generation sources have you utilized in the past?
We've done a little bit of SEO, a little bit of Facebook, nothing too much, and mainly referrals.
Okay. And how many deals do you engage monthly?
I would say about 20.
Okay. Okay. And one other thing, what do you believe is the main obstacle that is stopping you from reaching the next level that you want?
We need more leads and better quality leads. We're able to get a few leads, but they're not the best quality, which is a bit of a pain in the ass.
Okay, so now I want to ask you more technical questions. What is your average listing price? You are in the real estate, right?
Yeah, I would say about 750,000.
Okay. And how many deals have you closed this year?
12.
Okay. And how many of your customer returned for a second transaction?
Not many, I would say one or two.
Mm, okay. Last question. What are your next target for this year? So 12 months.
Well, the next 12 months, I'd like to get to 30.
Okay.
So you decided to finish in 8 questions. Not too bad, not too good. Definitely, like you've been in the last session when we added niche research into the question. So why didn't you add that onto your questions?
I were not in the previous call.
I'm very confident you were in the call where we went over niche and discovery questions. Were you not?
Do you mean last week one?
Last week, yes, last week.
Yeah, last week.
So why didn't you? So as an example, when it comes to the average listing price, why didn't you add more details?
Mm. Okay. So for example, like the average margin profit. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Cool. Next. Good.
Oh, sorry. Hi, Ismail. How is it going?
Going well.
All right. Ismail, how these calls typically go is as following. I'm gonna ask you some questions. I'm gonna see where you are right now, where you want to go, and based on your answers, I will see if we can help you. If we can help you, I will present you a presentation, and I will be very honest, I'm going to sell you something. Now, if I don't think I can help you, then we will end the call early so we don't waste each other's time. Sounds good?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Well, first easy question. What brought you to the call today?
I'd like to see how you can help my business grow.
Okay, fair. And what methods are you using to get buyers and sellers? now?
Right now, it's just predominantly referrals. Obviously, the season's kicking back up, so now I want to see if we can get some acquisition methods active.
Okay, so have you used other acquisition methods than referrals or just referrals?
Just referrals.
Just referrals, okay. And how many referral leads are coming in each month?
Average, I'd say about 10.
About 10. And how many do you close?
Referrals, like what, 6, 7, 8, depending.
6, 7, 8. Okay. So how many deals did you close last year?
It's about 40, 50.
40, 50. Okay. And what were your targets last year to hit?
About 40, 50. So I hit my targets.
So you hit your target, okay. And now with the new legislation and the new Trump committee, tariffs are being implemented and the prices of construction are going up, obviously. The market is pretty unsure. So what are your targets that you put on this year?
I want to get 20 more than previously.
20 more. Okay. What method are you planning to use to get those 20 leads?
That's what I'm finding out for you. Now, you've asked your 10 questions. My question to you is, how much money have I made in the past year? What is the average listing price? How much money
Yeah,
in the bank?
I
Yes.
haven't really talked about numbers, no.
How on earth are you going to close me without numbers? They've put Dobby into a smaller room. Wow. Okay, next. Oh, he's in a closet.
Hello, Ismael. How you doing?
Oh, fuck. Yeah, tell me, I'm not used to your fucking British accent. I got very surprised. I got distracted by Dio being in a closet. Sorry, from the top.
Hello. Good evening, Ismael. How are you doing?
Very good. Yourself?
Yeah, not bad, thank you. Not bad. So I'm just going to run through how it's going to go. I'm going to ask you a few questions, see where you're at, see where you want to go, see if I can help. See if I can help you, and take it from there. Does that sound good, Ismael?
Yeah, sounds good.
Excellent. Okay, so in terms of generating leads, what are your current methods for doing that at the moment?
Mainly SEO and advertising.
SEO and advertising. Okay. And what was your revenue last over the last 3 months?
On average, about 20,000 a month.
And I'm just wondering what was the revenue for the 3 months before that?
About 15 to 20,000.
20,000. Okay, so it's slight. It's yeah. Okay. Based on the revenue, what is your profit margins from that?
I'd say we make about 30% profit margins.
Okay, brilliant. Is if through online presence we could increase your revenue and profits, is that something you would be interested in?
If you told me that you could fuck a pig and it would make me more money, what do you think my answer would say? Would be?
Okay, great. Right, so I've got the numbers. I don't know what to say next, mate, to be honest with it.
All good, all good. JB, from the top.
Hi, Ismail. So what we're gonna do next is I'll just like to ask you a couple of questions to better understand you, your business, your goals, the things you've tried, so that I can better see how and if will be a good fit for you. I would like to start with, so what brought you on the school today?
Find out more about what you do.
All right. And approximately how many leads would you say, both hot and cold, do you engage with on a monthly basis?
I'd say about 40.
All right. And what would you say is your close rates on these leads?
About 35.
All right. And through which channels are these leads coming? Are they mostly from referrals? What methods are you currently using to get those leads?
Referrals,
Strictly referrals, nothing else?
nothing else.
All right. And what were your goals for the last 3 months and the next 3 months coming?
I don't work on goals, I just work.
All right. And what would you say is your profit margin on your closed deals?
60%.
Okay. So amongst our clients, we found that the average listing price goes around 20,000, the upper end about to 30,000. Where about is your average listing price?
I would say that we're closer to 30,000.
Right. And from our clients that we've worked in the past and looking at the data from this year, our clients have closed roughly about, I would say on average, 12, some on the higher end, 15 deals. How many deals have you closed thus far this year?
Well, we average, as I said, 35 per month, so you can do the maths.
All right. And my last question to you is, we found that from our clients, the one that have implemented strategies to stay in touch with the clients who've already purchased, they tend to have a higher return rate for return purchases. So I would like to know if you've got any systems in place to stay in touch with people who's already bought, purchased from you, and what are those systems?
I would say, no, we have a CRM that every 3 months we contact them, and on their birthdays we send them a basket.
All right. Final question to you.
No, you already told me that was your final question, and that was your final question. You didn't get much data. You were more thinking about random questions to ask, and you weren't actually thinking. Also, you fucked up the first question because I tried to make it difficult for you. You said, "Why am I on this call?" I said, "I want to know more about what you do." But what you need to do is clarify that in the beginning of the call, I need help. All right. Now we're gonna play a fun game called Count. Yes. Now, granted, it's quite an extreme game in terms of the naming, but it is appropriate. In business, other people want what you want, which is money from your clients or prospective clients. So we're going to play a game of knock each other off the board. As you see, your names are here listed. We're going to go through this order. Your goal is to ask appropriate so you're all going to take turns asking one question. And your goal is to make the next person struggle with their question based on what you said. Now it has to be logical, right? But we're trying to trip each other up. All right. So, kicking it off, 15-year-old.
What is the average initial investment or fee structure for new clients engaging your services?
It's about 3,000.
About this 3,000 euros, how much of it can you actually use as your own profit?
About 2,700.
And what's your close rate on that money?
It depends on the method. I would say about 30% to 50%.
And what are the leads method that are you using right now?
Right now, I would say I'm using Facebook, Google, Yelp, Instagram, and referrals.
Sorry, did you use those methods last year, and what were your targets last year?
Yes, we used them last year, and our targets in terms of closed deals.
Yeah, and did you hit them?
Rune, you should have asked me about my conversion rates based on all of the methods that I've just highlighted. You didn't ask me the conversion rates. But it can be asked afterwards, so I'll give you a pass on that. We closed 100 deals over the past 12 months.
And sorry, can you repeat that? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
100 deals over the past 12 months.
And what was the method of acquiring those deals?
I already mentioned the methods of acquiring those deals. Tommy, it was good having you in the game. You've been counted out. JB.
And what would you say are the obstacles preventing you from going up a level?
Dio.
What is your current conversion rate expressed as a percentage of successful sales to total costs, or whatever you call them in real estate?
Based on?
Method.
Okay, say that again.
Based on what?
Based on how many, say, how do you call them in real estate?
Oh, Karen.
Come on, just a good
What
question.
is your conversion rate based on different methods you use?
Very good. Based on the methods that I use, I'd say I've got about 50% conversion rate through referrals and Google, Facebook. I've got about what, 15% conversion rate?
And what's your current bottleneck, which prevents you growth further?
I would say it's the quality of the leads.
So what are your targets for the next 12 months?
Nope. There is a better question to ask. I'll give you another chance. I've just told you about the quality of the leads as the bottleneck.
How many of these leads are you closing?
I already told you that. Right. Am I retarded? Do I have two Fs?
Yeah, Felix, but he's not here anymore.
Rune? Quality of the leads. There is one question to follow up when it comes to quality of the leads.
No, I don't know.
Can you break down the process of turning someone from a potential customer to a customer, and what do you do to stand out above the rest in order to maximize the conversions in order to maximize your conversion rate? I'll keep you going. Karen?
So what is your average list price you want your customer to be able to afford?
It's not that I want them to afford, but I would say around about 750,000 is what we're looking at.
I want to go back to the quality. How do you qualify your leads?
Predominantly, we'll do a phone call, and once we've done a phone call to assess their desires, we'll push for a face-to-face, either in our office or meet at their home at earliest convenience.
Okay. And what are your methods or what are your targets first that you're gonna use next year, or that you're planning to hit next year? And what methods are you going to use to hit the target?
Okay, so what you're trying to ask is, what are my targets next year, and what am I going to be putting into place in order to achieve the targets, assuming that they're
Yeah.
higher than they currently are? Well, that's why I'm speaking to you. I'm unsure on what I want to do and what I need to do. So our targets, we want to double the size of the business, but we're really insecure on how we're going to do that.
Okay, so you're not sure about what you want to do, but how much time are you planning to spend on actually getting those leads?
Well, I'm a single man, so all the time that I have available.
Going back to the quality, are you satisfied with the current quality of the leads and the method you're using?
Okay, Adil, you're out. The reason that you are out is what you want to be doing is you want to go into, if you want to go back into stuff, you want to go back into the Google referrals, Facebook, and there's another method that I mentioned. What we want to be looking at is, are we increasing the quality or are we increasing the quantity? And what I mean by that is, are we changing our focus more to Google, taking it away from Facebook, or are we looking to ramp everything up, even though we've got different conversion rates? Now, more specifically, if I want to get more into detail in my question, I want to know if we ramp up the leads on Facebook, which would result in an increase in deal quantity, right? Would you be happy with that? Or are you looking to more go for the quality, which is the Google route? Or are we going for
I
an
see.
overall boost on all of them?
So you emphasize the method they are using and asking one you go either quantity or second one you go in quality.
Yes, like do you have the time to handle both?
Is my question even make sense about the, are they satisfied with the quality? Because I was thinking that's important.
No, I already previously mentioned that my issue is quality.
Okay.
So Adil, you're out. Rune, Karen, let's see who's the winner.
So do you want to focus on quality or quantity?
I would like to focus on both.
Would like to.
So given that you want to focus on both, what kind of a conversion rate would you expect from your clients in the lead pipeline?
Say that again.
What conversion rate would you expect from those clients in the pipeline?
See, you don't want to do that because what you're doing is basically giving me permission to tell you my standards, even if they may be unrealistic. What you want to be asking me is we have the, oh, what the fuck did I do? We have currently we have Google and we have Facebook. What is the cost per acquisition? How much is it costing us on each platform? One thing that we should know is that Google will cost more and have a higher conversion rate, but our Facebook will cost less. But at the end of the day, what is the cost per conversion? And on the basis that Facebook, even though the quality shitter, has a better cost per conversion rate, are we looking more into saving time or saving money? Does that make sense? Because then depending on the person's circumstances, that would dictate that. Now, granted, Rune lost, Karen, you won, but your last question would have got you to lose. At this point, we have more than enough answers to go into the presentation, all negative or poor, case dependent. Now, granted, I said I had 100 deals in real estate, so that's all good. Now, next game that we're going to be playing, I'm going to ask a question, and I need variations on how that question can be asked. All right,
Can I
so
interrupt, Ismael, just for a second?
go for it.
I don't remember with whom, but you said something along the line of, I don't work on the goals, I just work. Is it something genuine?
Yes, you will get that from prospects, typically intellectual buyers. More often than not, it's assholes who say that. Like people who perform really well, but I just work. I don't have goals or targets. Like I just work hard and I like it's growth. If I set goals or targets, I feel like that's a limiting mindset. You get those types of prospects not often, and more often than not, they are intellectual buyers. All right.
Is
Wonderful.
it like a good philosophy for life?
No, it's a fucking shit philosophy. Like it depends. On the basics that you work like a dog, cool. You just work like a dog. What's going to happen is going to happen. And you're just maximizing success, but it's also not a fine-tuned way to have success because obviously tracking is key. Those that hyper track, like they succeed because they're looking literally at cost per acquisition, methodology, conversion rates, time, so on and so forth. And with that, you can look at all of the problems. Both are different. It's much more dependent on the individual than it is on the methodology for success. Make sense?
Yeah.
Wonderful. So we're going to be giving me paraphrases of all the questions. If you're shit, you are shit. And then once I'm happy with how many variations I have, then I will just change it over. So it may not necessarily be the case that all of you will do the same one. Kicking it off, what current methods are you utilizing in order to generate leads?
What are your current what are your current outreach methods that you use? Shit articulation, but
Okay.
could you repeat the question once again?
Okay, I'm going to change it. What is your current conversion rate based on all of the outreach methods that you've mentioned to me?
Okay. What's the percentage of successful sales to total calls that you take
Based on
based on how much leads you get?
where your leads come from.
Yeah, but okay, that's it.
Next, Karen.
Could you provide me your conversion rate numbers based on your different methods?
Cool. Methods of acquisition, but that's fine. Adil.
What is the quantity of sales calls you close per total all sales calls depending on the outreach method?
Adil, it's sad to knock you out this early, but I'm gonna
Okay.
have to knock you out this early. JB.
Based on the acquisition methods that you've told me, what is the conversion rate of from prospect to customer?
I'm happy with that. Tommy.
I just got to reword what you said, but by not saying them same words. Is that what we'll do? Okay, cool. Based on the percentages of acquisitions, what? Oh, I don't know. I fucked it. Sorry.
No worries. Rune.
Based on your client acquisition methods, how many people do you convert from being a prospect to close?
Honestly, the best one. Very good. We're now going to change it up with a different question. How many clients come back to work with you again?
What's your repeat
Oh,
claim?
you cunt. It's fucking Francesco's turn.
Oh, sorry.
Can you repeat just the word?
Gio, go ahead.
Okay. What's your current repeat client rate?
Yeah, good idea. Oh, what are you going to confuse? No, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. And people are going to have to think. Karen?
How many recurrent clients do you have?
Weak. Weak. Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
From
JB?
your customers who come for initial purchase, what is the percentage of them that returned for a second purchase?
Very good.
All right, from all your prospects that you have already closed in the past, do you have a data reactivation system, and how many of these people actually come back and buy again?
Okay, I would restructure that sentence. What you want to say is, how many people come back and buy again? And do you have a data reactivation system that allows you to maximize the return customer rate? But that's Karen?
Of your clients you closed this month, how many of them will you be closing next month of them, depending on your current numbers?
Can you please reword that? Because that wasn't worded very well.
Based on your experience, how many of your clients this month will you be closing next month too from these clients?
Okay, cool. I'm happy with that. We're changing up the question. What weaknesses would you say your business has that's stopping you from hitting your targets? JB?
What obstacles would you say are currently creating bottlenecks and holding you back from getting to your next goals for your next 3 to 6 months?
Ending was worded badly, but very good. Rune?
All right, you want to hit the target next year. Now, what possible bottlenecks could come up that are in your control? So not the market or the seasonality. What factors are in your control that could be possible bottlenecks to hitting your goal?
Honestly, you asked it terribly, but you did do the job, so that's fine. Karen?
If you could name your main pain points for you to reach your next goals, what would they be?
Say that again.
if you could name your your main pain points for preventing you to reach your next goals, what would they be?
I think you missed the word preventing from the previous time. That's
Yeah.
perfectly fine. And then last one on this one, JB.
Based on your goals for the next 6 months, if anything, are there any obstacles that are preventing you from reaching those goals?
Okay, that's perfectly fine. Now we're changing up the question to what are your competitors doing that you know that you aren't doing and is allowing them to succeed at a greater rate? Rune.
Okay, what differentiates you from your competitors and what are they doing different than you to have more buyers and sellers?
Cool. Karen.
Seemingly, your competitors have other methods which you don't use, which are allowing them to have more clients than you have. So where's your shortcut? Where's your shortage?
Scrapes the barrel. And then final one, JB.
Sec. Are you aware of anything that your competitors might be doing which your prospective clients?
You could have made something good, but you fucked up there. So the two winners here are Karen and Rune. Now we're playing another game where I don't know how complex this game. Let's simplify it. So Dio will be asking a question, but give me the perfect follow-up. Then Karen will ask a question. Adil must give a perfect follow-up, like the closest follow-up to that question. Your goal is to make it difficult. I will assess it. I will decide. Does this make sense to everybody? And we're just playing knockout. Go for it. And by the way, if you take too long to answer, you're knocked out. Rune.
Is there an answer that's going to be given by you, or it's just follow-up by follow-up for the question?
No, so as an example, Tommy will ask the question. You need to give the best follow-up to that question. Cool. Make it difficult for your opponents. Last person or human or individual standing. Yeah.
On average, how many sales calls do you book on a typical month?
So I should answer to this question.
No, give me the follow-up to that question.
How many of those sales calls turn to be your real clients in the end?
Very good. Karen, please make a question. Now you make a new question.
A new question, okay. Out of your methods, which method has the lowest cost per acquisition?
Very good. Adil.
And is that the issue of quality or quantity which prevents that method to grow in your eyes?
No, you fucked up. The lowest cost per
But why?
acquisition implies the best one.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, Adil, I want to keep you in, so I'm going to keep you in. Yeah, I feel like you're getting done dirty by your own stupidity. Adil, go for it.
What is a current bottleneck which prevents you from growth?
JB.
I think of one.
And what have you done, or at the very least tried to do, in order to battle this challenging bottleneck? Relatively simple. Okay. JB, go.
Am I not out?
No, I'm being kind until I'm not kind.
All right. What is the average deal price? Oh, what is the average price per deal that you've on deals closed? Shit.
Hey, JB, you're fucking out with that one. That was a fucking easy question. Don't know what the fuck that was. Okay, Tommy, question.
what is your top lead generation method?
And how many of what's your conversion percentage on that method?
You spoke like shit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm knocking you out.
Yeah.
Francesco, pizza pasta.
What are the biggest roadblocks that are you stopping from achieving your target?
Very good.
And what have you done so far to overcome them?
Very good. Dio.
Could you provide an estimate of the total revenue generated from a typical client over the course of your business relationship?
Wonderful. 10 out of 10. Karen.
Out of this revenue, what is the profit margin that you can keep in the end?
Very good. Karen.
If you would need to decide, would you rather spend more time to acquire the leads or save the money?
Cool. Ideal. Oh, yeah,
And
fuck
and
this.
and
Yeah.
what are the ways you have done in the past in order to save your time?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
That's straightforward.
Now, Karen, are we
Sweetheart.
keeping? I'll let you decide that one. Are we keeping him in or kicking him out?
We're kicking him out.
Oh, there we
Mm.
go. There we
I would
go.
agree that was straightforward.
Very good.
I have to ask a question.
Congratulations, Tommy. You're out. Francesco.
What are the prediction of yours for the next 12 months in Florida?
Stupid question, but that's fine. Dio.
Say that again, please.
What are your predictions on results over the next 12 months in Florida?
Okay. And are you planning to do anything on top to?
No, retarded.
Okay. What could
Oh, wait,
I?
no, hold on. It depends. Say that again. It depends on your question.
Yeah, the question was on predictions, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So I said, have you planned to do anything on top to? I'm not sure what predictions means in this case.
So it targets.
Yeah, targets. Okay. So are you planning to do anything on top to surpass those targets or predictions?
No, what you want to be asking is one of two things. And what bottlenecks do you believe that may hinder you from hitting your targets or predictions
Okay.
or estimates?
Yeah,
Or
yeah, that's a
the
standard.
very opposite. Based on the fact that your targets are higher than what was previous, what are you putting into place to maximize the chances of hitting the targets? Because obviously, if we do the same thing and expect different results, I believe they call that insanity. Francesco, I'm kicking you out because you're drinking plastic water. So, Dio versus Karen.
Okay. Just give me a sec. Sigale,
Say something, Francesco. Fight back, man.
What do you mean fight back? Do you know how fucking bad plastic fucking water is for you?
Yeah, but still fight back. You were doing well, Francesco.
He can't fight back. He's drinking fucking plastic water.
Francesco, this was a rare round for you to actually be in the top 3, mate. Come on, fight back.
Yeah, what is the problem?
There you go, mate.
Yeah, problem is, there we go. Don't drink plastic. It's generally very bad for you. It fucks up your hormones, like really badly.
Okay,
Like,
good.
aim to not drink from plastic. And JB, just to let you know, the Italians are one of the most racist nations in the world. Like, they are high ranking in racism. He would not
That's
have
why I
you.
love them.
Yeah.
The one
Wonderful.
thing about racism, let me just say this. The one thing about racism is everyone will say you're racist, but no one will call you a liar.
You froze up. I have a feeling it's because of the third world country situation. But, you know, the Wi-Fi cut out. But I don't know. I don't want to generalize. So, Dio, who I believe is now in the shower, he's been fucking demoted to the shower, and Karen.
In your assessment, okay, can you hear me good? Because there's a lot of echo.
Yes, we can hear you fine.
Okay. In your assessment, what are the primary factors or challenges that might impede you from achieving your targets over the next 6 months?
Beautiful.
Can you please repeat that?
In your
E-
in your assessment, what are the primary factors or challenges that might impede you from achieving your targets over the next 6 months?
How are you thinking you can prevent these challenges from hindering you to acquire new clients?
Cool. Karen, throw it back to him.
Would you rather like to enhance the quality of your leads or the quality of your own onboarding and acquisition process?
Say that again.
Would you rather like to enhance the quality of your leads or the quality of your own acquisition process, like the sales process?
Dear, what she's saying is, would you rather prefer higher quality leads, making sales easier, or improve your sales so that you can work with lower quality leads?
Okay. Would you rather have both?
No. Well done, Karen. Well done. Yes. Now, I want to highlight two things. Now, firstly, unlike myself, most of you guys are misogynistic. Yes. Karen has whipped all of you. Take shame. Well done, Karen. You're doing very good. And you're also all being beat by a 15-year-old child. And he's not a progeny, I can guarantee you. I've done my assessments. Definitely not a progeny. Yep. Wonderful. Now, just to note, I can get more out of it if I do 2 hour sessions. So these two blocks slapped in between each other, making it a one longer session. Would you guys prefer a longer double session, or do you guys prefer it split? Just put it in the chat.
Ishmael, we're gonna talk a lot this week, just so you know.
Cool. So let's go for Tommy told us he's going to pee. Thank you, Tommy. Adil is flirting. Adil says split. Adil. Karen says split. Francesco says 2 hours.
Is
Yeah,
it only this session or all of them?
No, it'll just be this one. The other ones will be split. Oh, for fuck's sake. It's a fucking easy.
So we'll be able to choose between 1 hour sessions all day and option of 2 hour session.
So the first one is fucking split right now, so that was a fucking useless one. Yes. The first 2 hours would be joint. So that's just 2 hours intense, right? And then the other ones are split. But we went 50-50, so it's fucking useless exercise. Does anyone have any questions?
I would prefer if it's only this session which gets split and you still have an option to choose between other ones which are shorter, I would choose to double this one if it's the only one which gets doubled.
Oh, there we go. Wonderful. So this will now turn into double sessions. Now that means that you can join in after the hour. So if you can only do 1 hour, join in after the hour. You would have missed stuff, but all in all, you'll still learn. It just means that the longer the call goes on, the more complex and nuanced it gets. Does that make sense? Wonderful.
Yeah.
Because I generally feel as though like we get onto good stuff, or we're about to get onto good, complicated stuff, and then we're like, oh, that's the end of the hour. So does anyone have any dying questions for me?
Yeah, could I get contact details from you so I can get that sales script, please? Or shall I contact Ernie for that?
Just send me your number either publicly in the chat if you want people to flirt with you in their free time, or mentally masturbate, or privately in the chat, and I'll message you right now.
I have a proposition for the next call topic.
What is your proposition?
Yeah. So it's about insecurities. So it's again, it's the personal thing. From what I've mentioned, it's both in life and sales. As an example, in sales, when I talk with a prospect, which is much more advanced than I am, it starts with an idea, oh, she's much more competent, which is just fact. And then it goes, yeah, you're shit, you don't know anything, and you cannot help her, and this all will not work, and you're just wasting your time, and it just goes as a spiral down.
Yes.
Like, want your opinion, your analysis on this, like how to prevent that? and everything.
It's a game of chicken. You're literally playing a game of chicken before one person decides that the other person is more competent.
If I already decided that, like objectively, she is more competent, like my
No.
last case.
You can decide it internally. It's how it's decided externally.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
But how can you act differently if you don't believe in, if you believe in one thing, but you still act differently?
Okay,
Is that what you're saying?
I'm gonna give you an example. Let's imagine if so much things happen in your life, you're really stressed, and you accidentally cheated on the love of your life, and you know she's gonna leave you, right? And you don't want that to happen, so you're gonna lie. Do you believe, knowing that you're gonna lie, you can successfully lie to her and everything is okay?
Yeah.
What's the difference?
So you okay. It
Yep,
might be
I
that
have, go ahead.
I usually don't lie, like just a principle.
I
But
mean, extreme example, but the fact is you can do it. Now, I've been in situations where I'm well in over my head. I'm I'm like, fuck. Like people are seeing me in a very certain way. I think I can do what's fucking required. I'm not very sure. But I hold my frame, control everything, and let everyone have an understanding that I can handle it, putting me in the best position to handle it.
Mhm.
It's all about holding frame.
But what about life? Like I do not have to hold a frame in front of people. I just wanna be okay with in my own mind if something happens
Uh, as a man, you have to hold the frame,
everywhere.
predominantly. Like, I'm gonna ask Karen. Karen, do you mind if I ask your opinion?
What is it?
I'm going to ask you a question. If you don't want to answer, don't answer. The reason I'm asking is because you're the only female on the call. You can either speak for yourself or just women in general if you would like to. Do you believe when women think growing up about their Prince Charming that they are going to think it's an individual who's crying about his problems?
I didn't understand the first part of the question. Can you say it again?
When ladies think about their Prince Charming, do they imagine a man crying and complaining about his problems, asking her what should he do?
For women in general, no, they won't think like that. But
But
I think,
women will happily say, "I'm there to support you," right?
yeah,
But would they like a man who doesn't need support? Obviously, like I'm going extreme with it. Would the average woman like to be in circumstances where her man is really worried because he doesn't know what to do and he's feeling very insecure? Would
I
that
think
feel you? Go ahead.
there are moments where this happens, but if a
course.
person is like, if the substance of this person is insecure, then this would be something not hugely attractive.
Yes. At the end of the day, when it comes to life in general, you want to be on a let's remove the dynamics of man and woman, right? If you're working on a team, let's say like brotherhood, like you got a team of guys that are just grinding away, and one of them's a fucking bitch. Do you want him on the team?
Of course, no.
Now, obviously, you speak to them, you try and improve them, but to the other extreme, let's say someone's a retard. If I meet him, there's a 20% chance I'm ending up in a jail cell. Right? Just out of his own stupidity. Like it's just a solid chance it's gonna happen, not much I can do. All right. Last time I saw him, ended up in a jail cell. All right. Do you think I want that around me?
Of course, no.
Do you get my point?
I get the point.
Yeah.
But I'm also asking more about inner state, which is I don't think that this entire spiral which goes down is okay. Like it's okay if I assume internally that she's more competent, but it's not okay that I then beat myself up on that.
No, perfectly fine. But then use common sense. If I feel as though my prospects know more about me on the market, cool. Let me learn more about the market. No? Like you can spiral or
Yeah.
you can deal with the problem.
Why is I'm sure you know, like why the spiral happens in the first place.
It's natural because it's a fear that if people see me for who I truly am, then oh my goodness, what's going to happen? I would put it down to like a fear of judgment or like skewed self-value systems. And at the same time, you don't have the necessary amount of positive reinforcement with what you are doing in order to, what's it called? In order to feel internally that you're worth what you say you are.
Can we make a call about that, about insecurities in general?
Say that again?
Can we make a call about insecurities as a topic in general?
Yeah, sure. What, private or public?
No, public one, like this one.
Okay, wonderful. So why not? Let me help. So this next 45 minutes is going to be mindset. Those that want to stick around for mindset, we're
Oh,
talking
okay.
about mindset. And those that don't need mindset, feel free to fuck off and do your work. Good to know that everyone is very strong on the mindset department. Sorry, Francesco?
Ciao, ciao.
Oh, I'm proud of you. You drink that plastic. You drink it. Go ahead. Very good.
I also need to leave. Bye-bye.
Yeah, on to the
All of you getting beat by a woman. Take shame.
Very kind girl.
Yeah.
very, yeah.
Okay, so everyone's just sticking around for mindset?
I've got another call.
Okay, if you've got another call, fuck off. Wonderful. So are you guys sticking around for mindset?
I surely do.
Mine
Okay,
was
Yeah.
the full, but yeah, I'm here for interest sake, just out of curiosity.
Okay, give me 1 second. So you guys need to assess. So you know I've said this a lot, right?
Mhm.
Is why do we do what we do? Right? As an example, Adil did this. And do you know what was followed by that?
What?
What happened when Adil did this?
Then I did this.
No? Yeah. Rune replicated his behavior. Yes. And as soon as Adil went back down, Rune went back down. Rune, did you notice this?
I didn't notice that he did it, but I noticed that I myself did it. Yeah.
Yes, but you didn't even fully do it. You were on your way to doing it, and then as he went back down, you went back down.
Oh.
Right?
I think
Go ahead.
I think I did it in the first place because of you. I remember it was just insight from one book, which was people connect better when you imitate their body language, and I started to do so, and now I just do it subconsciously.
Yes. Right? So people will actively copy other people to make other people feel more comfortable. Right? I do this a lot. Right? So I will naturally replicate other people in order to get them to feel more comfortable, or at the very least, so that I can be more comfortable. Right? Which is more likely to be a reason on why Rune did it. Now, getting onto the topic of mindset, right? Adil, what was your question?
About insecurities. Why do
Yes.
they arise, and how to stop these intrusive thoughts from spiraling down and killing your confidence, both in
Cool.
life and sales?
This is where they come from.
Oh, beautiful.
Yes. After this point, it's peers. After this point, society. Right? Give me one insecurity that you have.
What I've encountered recently, fear of rejection. Yes, that can be insecurity.
Cool. Where does that come from?
I have no idea, really.
Yes. What you have to understand when it comes to this is it's all about interpersonal relations. I spelled that wrong, but yeah, that's fine. Now, if you were the only person to exist in this world, would you care about rejection?
Of course not.
So why do you care?
Because of judgments of other people.
Go further.
So they judge me, and I feel separated from the tribe, from the group, which makes me vulnerable. That's what I think.
Cool. Does it make you vulnerable?
In reality, no. Like logically, no.
So why does it make you feel vulnerable? What power does the group have? Because from my point of view, it's coming across as though you want it to go well in order to appease the group, in order
Yeah.
to say to the group, look at who I am. And if you're unable to succeed, you're unable to tell the group, look at who I am. And they can mock and laugh and judge you. My question is, why do you care about the group?
I would say that comes from maybe not so from my family, but from my country and the way we interact there. We have this term, it's called uyat. So it's just a judgment of society. And that's probably the biggest thing children get talked about. Like you have to go to school, get good grades, or it will be uyat, and etc.
That with the family name. Is that correct? Is it a family thing?
Yeah, as I would say, family.
Okay. So it comes from society, and then that's linked to mom and dad. Right?
Yeah.
Now, the question is this logical? Right? Now you have there's two approaches here. You can either care or not care. Each comes with benefits, each comes with negatives. Which camp are you in?
I would say I'm more into care, but I'm trying to switch to not care. It's just much easier to grow if you don't care.
No, perfectly. You can also grow by caring in this case. Yes. There's two ways that we can go into this, right? We can either look at it from a society point of view, or we can look at it from the fool plus the master. Right? Now, I just want to touch on this over here. What the fuck's right? So in all fields, right, there is a master in that field. Can we agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This person knows everything inside out. If you were to, you would feel shy, insecure, so on and so forth. A dick would feel like a motherfucker. Right? Your goal is to become the master. But then my question is, who was the master once?
He was a fool. As all of us.
Yeah. Now, on the basis that he was a fool, he had the same fears that you did, correct? Right? Same fear of rejection, failing, fucking up, so on and so forth. That's logical, correct?
Yeah.
So on the basis that that is the fool to the master, and you logically recognize that rejection is part of it, why would you not run face first into rejection?
I mean, that's exactly what I'm doing now. And I remember we had a call specifically about this topic, which really helped.
Yeah.
Right now, even the reason why I brought up this topic, it's less about sales. It happened in sales, but the reason being I had a case recently. I was with my friend and a couple of girls, and he's a good friend of mine. He's a good man, very ambitious. I want to keep talking with him. But what he did, he was, let's say, more social with those women. So he made them laugh more and they enjoyed his company more than mine. And that made me feel insecure. And it was good until that point. And since then, I just started to fuck things up.
It's all about action, right? There would have been one specific point in that interaction where you had the ability to speak up and take risk, or you shut the fuck up. Right? As an example, there would have been moments when you thought, let me say this, let me say that. Right? Or let me pipe in or make this comment or not make this comment. Right? One retarded example, if you're going through the park, you could have decided, let me throw a snowball at one of the girls or not. Right? The first time you make a decision or you have choice, the first choice, right? This arguably is the easiest one to handle, but also the hardest, because this is the first time you take a risk, right? On the basis that you take that first risk, the second is easy. On the basis that you decide not to take that risk, the second is more difficult, because now there's more pressure and more pressure and more pressure, right? Now, I will relate this to myself, right? Let's say I'm going out and I see one beautiful girl. I'm like, oh, she's good. I know one thing already. Like logically, I know this. If I don't approach her, my night is finished, right? Because I've put that one off. Then I'm going to put off the next one and put off the next one because now I've created this tension in my head, right? But then if I kill the tension instantly, right, and just approach the first girl, wonderful. The second one's way fucking easier, and the third one's way easier, so on and so forth. So when it comes to this one, at one point, you decided to shut the fuck up. You decided not to speak. And that then leads you down a spiral of I'm not sociable. I can't speak with girls. Yes. And this heavily is intertwined with giving a fuck. You gave too much of a fuck and put too much of a high social value on the people that you were dealing with. As such, got yourself overly stressed out. The best circumstances in this condition is not giving a fuck and just being you. You know, in just being you, you'll end up saying what you want as you want when you want. Does this make sense? This also applies to moments of leadership, standing up to people, so on and so forth. There will be one moment in these circumstances where you consciously think, I can say this, I can ask this, I can do this, so on and so forth. Right? The second you keep it inside your head, the battle has begun.
And then it will be harder.
Of course. You decided to shut the fuck up the first time out of fear of judgment. So what do you think is going to happen the second time? All right. And now when it comes to this type of stuff, on the basis that you give a fuck about girls, there's like a few guys who don't, homosexuals in my opinion. On the basis that you do give a fuck about girls, just as an example, JB, please. Yeah, you're indirectly swearing at me. Yes, subconsciously, whether you like shake your head in my comments. Yes, as though I can't read into that.
What would you like to ask?
No. Let me just finish the point. On the basis that girls is a big thing in your life, or family is a big thing in your life, or friends is a big thing in your life. How you handle those circumstances will bleed into your business, either positively or negatively. So that which is most prominent in your life, how you address everything in that will highly impact how you address things in your business. Now, I'll give an example of my case, right? So my circumstances were way the fuck too negative for me. Like they were way too negative, right? And I came to the conclusion, in no country can I deal with this right now because I get too much negative reinforcement from everything that I do. So I said, fuck this, I'm leaving. Yeah, I fucked off to Turkey for I don't know how many months and just stayed in Turkey and worked. Right? Based on me being in Turkey in a brand new environment, everyone started to treat me differently. I'd get like my space was online, Zoom calls, and social, right? And on the basis that no one knew who I was previously, they knew who I was as I showed myself to them, got enough positive reinforcement from all of that surrounding, making it much easier when I went back home. Now, I'll give an example to one thing which is very interesting. There was so after like what 1 year, 2 years character development, right? I bumped into one friend, old friend of the past. And in that moment, I reverted. I don't know what the fuck happened. I completely reverted into old me. Every single behavior, mannerism of old me came out. And at the end of that interaction, from his point of view, not that I care that much, it would have been like, oh, he hasn't changed. Not that it matters. Yes. But then I had reverted. Some insecurity had kicked in and I went back into old me, which then got me to realize I still have a lot of work to do. Right. But now to the flip side, I'm going to give you another example. I bumped into a few people from my old school. Right. At this point, I'm working on business. I'm not doing that well, but like my mind's screwed on. I'm very different. This guy was he ended up playing for the English rugby fucking national thing. Right. So he was a very big fucking guy.
What's his
Right?
name?
Huh?
What's his name? Just out of interest.
Josh Novell.
Yeah.
Oh no. He took an L. You know, he was so popular, but then he went to hospital because he got fucked up, and sadly, he's no longer a professional fucking player. Took an L.
Fair enough.
Now, as soon as I bumped into them, I granted I didn't like these fuckers, right? He made a bunch like him and another guy, mainly him, made a bunch of comments in order to like try to fuck me off, saying I'm childish and this and this and that. And I didn't know how to react. So I just stared at them and didn't comment. Yes, like no response, no reaction. I thought, what the fuck am I gonna say? Right? Arguably holding frame, but realistically just shutting the fuck up. Then throughout the whole night, I was very different to how I was back in school. Yeah. And now, granted, this guy back in school had a very strong frame. Now, granted, he had some personal issues. By the end, he started off the night being a cunt. And by the end of the night, he was giving me a whole speech on how his life is fucked up. Everything's going wrong. What should he do? And then I had to give him a little fucking pep talk about, don't worry. You're really good. You can do it. If you did that, you can do something. Yeah. Right. But now, on the basis that I had diverted to the old version of me, I know how my night would have gone. Right. But I held my frame, enjoyed myself. Granted, it was a shit place I was in. But then from my circumstances, I needed to get the fuck out in order to rebuild. Now, do I recommend this? Not really, on the basis that you can deal with it without that, go for it. But the fact is, in order to build strongest roots, it's best if you're further away from the weather that made you how you are, if that makes sense. But it's not always necessary. It just depends. And one thing that you have to understand is big picture, it's not that deep. Right? Like, cool, you can fuck off for 1 year as long as, like, as an example, JB, your mother's old, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't necessarily recommend it for JB because the chances of her dying are higher than a younger parent. Right? But then it also depends on like loads of circumstances. Right? But at the end of the day, if you fuck off for stuff and then you become a much better version of yourself, yes, you're being selfish, but through that you're being selfless long term. Because then you can return much.
How did you hold your frame even though they tried to challenge you and did not show respect? So how was it for you?
Didn't respond. What like one of the easiest ways, I've never really discussed this because it's just a cunt thing to do. One of the easiest ways to make someone feel really insecure and like really quickly insecure is just don't respond. But like don't even acknowledge what they said. Yes, like they will speak to you, your face is turned, and pretend you don't fucking hear them. Yes, they are then going to repeat themselves 3 to 4 times, respond in the fourth time, and do that for a while. Right? Because then they're gonna get in their head, am I speaking loud enough? Why can't they fucking listen to me? Why aren't they responding? So on and so forth, so on and so forth. Because you're not responding to or reacting with normal social cues. You want to throw someone off and make them insecure? Pretend you don't hear them. Yep. And then after a while, like done correctly, after a while, they will heavily respect when you respond. Like when you respond, they're like, oh, I got him. Oh, wonderful. And then they're gonna keenly speak with you. But it's a very cunty thing to do. On the basis that you do it correctly, very cunty. I just didn't respond to them. Like they would the way that bullying works is I will make someone feel bad about something on the basis that they do not challenge me or on the basis that they react in accordance to my bullying. I will keep on bullying them because I get positive reinforcement anytime I am right and what I'm saying holds. Does that make sense? On the
Yes.
basis that you don't react, it will frustrate, but they don't get the positive reinforcement. Make sense? Yeah. Any other questions regarding mindset?
A second. In the past, I had several issues with people. Also, it's either with friends or with girls, and I did not stand up for myself. And only then, yeah, that was
Why the
quite a
fuck do
bad
you have
idea.
issues with women? Not in a bad way,
Sure.
but
Yeah, I understand.
go ahead.
Like, and then after I, partially from your lessons, but also from books I've read, I was like, okay, that's not okay. I need to come back to those circumstances and showcase myself differently. And in many cases, I did it right. Like, there were a couple of women that she did not respect me at all. Now those problem is gone. I had a couple of friends which I'm not longer friends with because they don't want to speak with me. Just because of I was too much of a cunt. But there were circumstances where I did not stand up for myself and I no longer can do anything about that. Like person left the country, he's very far. And what he basically did, he tried to date a woman I was dating. And there is
Okay.
not much I can do about it. And that makes me feel insecure. Like I
Okay,
allowed that to happen.
yes, but the reason it makes you feel insecure is also like, firstly, you have to like pick your battles wisely. Like, don't go to every fucking past person who did you wrong, right?
Huh?
Like, don't feel the need for that. But also, I genuinely believe you overvalue women way too much.
Perhaps. Uh-huh.
Like, quite literally, if a man can take a woman off of me, I'm just gonna think to myself, there's a song by 50 Cent where he highlights that that wasn't his woman, she was just for rent. Right? If a man can take a woman off you, let him have her. Because I'll say this: if I take a man, sorry, if I take a chick off of another guy, I know one thing for certain: another motherfucker's gonna take her. Like that's just going to happen, right? Like use common sense. If you can take a girl off another guy, she can be taken off you to the same standard. If I can sleep with a girl the first time I meet her, I'm a virgin, but hypothetically, if I can sleep with a girl the first time I meet her,
Sure.
yes, I'm not special. She's just a. Yes. Now, granted, go be one. Like people can do what the fuck they want, but it doesn't speak to me because if I can do it, so can another fucking 1,000 men. Yes. If I'll give an example, one guy that I know, he liked this girl. No, no, funny. He was speaking to a few girls, and he was a bit retarded, right? He'd told me that he's the only man speaking to all of these women, and I had to look at him like, "Are you fucking retarded? Like, do you really believe your own shit? That you think all of these women are only messaging you because you're that fucking special? What a stupid cunt." Yes. Like, he's like, but Ismael, the old woman, da, da, da. And I was like, yes, but I know the fucking truth behind my woman, don't I? I don't fucking lie to myself. Yes. I do. One thing I would say is probably it's also culturally, yes, like likely to be the case, but you hold women at a way too high standard, right? And
I think so. Mhm.
yeah, but the Jinchina of today are not like the Jinchina of the past that should be valued.
So how
Like,
should I treat him? As just like a tool?
no, no, no. Like
Mhm.
me, myself, I see them as cute, adorable creatures.
Mhm.
Like they can't do me any damage. Like they have opinions occasionally. They don't really make a lot of sense. Like sometimes they're motivated, sometimes they're not. They don't really work very hard. Like they're cute, they're very cute. Like they have dreams and aspirations. Like it's very sweet. Right? But like I don't mean it in a patronizing way, because the fact is like no woman is gonna touch me. Like it'll be very rare for me to touch, find a woman who will touch me on work. Like very fucking rare. Right? So like no one's like I can be patronizing two women and guys in that domain. Right? But like, can a woman fuck me up? No. So like why the fuck am I gonna shout at her? Yeah, so if she shouts at me, I think it's very cute. Like, oh, you're angry. Oh, you're gonna attack me. Yes. Because what the fuck is she gonna do? Throw a pillow? Like, I would end her life very quickly. I wouldn't, but if we fought, like,
Oh yeah.
so why the fuck am I gonna get angry at her?
I understand what you're saying, but if I had to imagine myself in this kind of situation, I would get angry and perhaps emotional. Why is that the case?
Probably because you're drinking fucking bottled water. No,
I don't.
like,
Uh-huh.
not to be, I can only speak to my experiences. I do not speak
Course.
about all women. This is just the women that I have encountered. I find women who want to work really hard for a very short period of time, and then they want to retire early. The definition of retire is different to the actual definition of fucking retire. Yes. But
Mhm.
like they've got like, I want to be a TikTok famous star, and then I'm gonna make lots of money. What the fuck? You- not to be a cunt, like you want me to argue with this person? Like,
I see.
imagine there's a guy, right, who wants to work really hard for 30 minutes a day, is hopeful that will get them the success that they need. Like, am I going to take that person seriously?
Of course you will not.
Like, for me, a woman is peace.
Mhm.
Like, very fucking hard to find, but that's it. Like, I'm looking for someone who can bring me peace. Yes. What's so fucking valuable?
Once I agree with you. Oh my goodness. Well done. I'm proud of you.
You were fucking raised by women, weren't you? Yeah, you fucking cunt. Yeah.
Damn.
Right? Like, not in a bad way. Why am I going to argue? Yes. Like toe to toe, like the likelihood of a woman beating me in an argument is very like what do I gain? Like shouting at a woman. I have shouted at women maybe 3 times in my life. Every single time I've quickly apologized, saying that wasn't right. Yes. Because yes. Very good book to read is The Way of the Superior Man. Like
Yeah, I was
rinse,
thinking.
yeah,
Mhm.
rinse that. Very good book. Women hate it, but very good book.
Okay.
But I will say one thing. If you derive self-value from women, women will not find you attractive.
Mhm.
And you have to play the game. You have to recognize the truth. Yes. If I want something, I need to be correct in order to get it. Right? Simple example is texting back. If I want a chick, right? And I'll give an example to my ex-wife, right? I knew I really liked her. Like so much criteria. I'm like, fuck, like, I'm gonna message this bitch too much. So
Mhm.
what I did, I deleted her number every time we messaged. We would message, I would
Okay.
delete her number. Yeah, I told you
Mhm.
this.
Yeah.
Because I know that I would have over messaged her, giving her way too much value, and then she would not be interested in me. Because then she knows that she can get me. So I need to do that which is correct, which is not message. Right? The fact that you overvalue, I'm gonna generalize a bunch of fucking retarded women. Like there's a few very high quality women. Haven't met them yet, but like there's a few.
Wow, really?
Yes.
Mhm.
But when we generalize, look at the
Just
bulk of the women.
just a second. I
Yeah.
guess, like in my opinion, I think that I have met several high quality women. But if you're saying that you haven't met them, it's perhaps that because of my standards are low, or why?
I, I can't speak to that. You live in a very different country to all the countries I've lived in.
Mhm.
I live in very Western societies. You live in Eastern European societies. So you could be correct to the standard of women that you meet.
Mhm.
Right. But then at the same time, I'm also very confident that Eastern European women act a very certain way in order to give off a very certain image, but that image is not correct to who they are.
Mhm.
I'll
So
give I'll give an example, right?
Mhm.
I have a gut feeling if I go to your country, I'm going to attract a lot of women very quickly.
No
Yes,
doubt. Okay.
that's not good.
Aha.
Like that's not good. Because then that speaks against what you assume to be a high value woman. If a woman can be bought, she is not high value.
Hmm.
More
And
often than not. Like if she can be sold by her father, she is likely very high value. That is a good traditional family. Yes. JB is actually disagreeing with me. Right?
My goodness.
No. Like generally, that is the best way forward. There's no discussion. Because I can fool 1,000 women into thinking I'm Prince Charming. If I meet the father's gonna close the fucking door in my face very fucking quick. Yes, he's gonna smell scum from a distance. Yes.
Mhm.
So that's why I make that comment. But like, if she can be bought, like a literal example, if a woman knows certain details about me, I don't have to try. I can anti-try. I will succeed. Like I can just literally do the opposite of what I should do, and I should succeed. Right?
That's because of money, status,
Yes.
looks. Mhm.
Yes. Right? I wouldn't put looks that high. Not so much putting myself down, but putting it based off other guys that I know. Where looks is not the fuck anything close, or like physique isn't anything close to their fucking department.
Mhm.
Right? But then you also have to understand it also plays to it that the less you give a shit, the more high value you are. Because when you give a shit, you are in scarcity rather than abundance. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Yeah. It's an interesting, complicated one. But the fact is, the highest level of you would not give two flying fucks about these women. Like
Yeah.
I categorically have spent more time studying women than all of you combined. I promise you. Honestly, number one hobby. And I have come to no, but like I've come to the conclusion that I don't give a shit. Like not in a bad way. Like for what am I impressing a bunch of fucking random people who don't have any self-control, values, morals, so on and so forth. Like for the fuck what? Like why? Because they have vaginas? Like, is a man a strong, good man able to defend just because he has a cock?
Of course not.
So just because a woman's a woman doesn't mean that she is much greater than everyone else. Like one thing that's anyone here in a relationship? No?
Yes.
So
No.
okay, cool. Many people will often think that their person is a special person, right? Like it's a special person, it means a lot. That's your way of saying to yourself that you're special. Because you're special and you found a special person because you're special. And that's what makes them special. It's a way of like complimenting yourself.
Mhm.
There's innately nothing fucking special about that person. You just think they're special so that you can also be special and you're both special together. Neither one of you are special. Yeah. And once you come to this realization, like, yeah. Now, granted, I'm not saying disrespect your woman. Like, cool, treat her amazingly, do what you can for her, make like she is a representation of who you are and vice versa. So like act in accordance. But you, like only give worth to that which should be valued. And do not automatically assume value in anything.
And when you say gives a worth only what should be valued.
As an
Actually,
example, okay, let's say you want to buy a brand new supercar, right? Are you going to get it checked?
of course.
But I thought it was very valuable. You should assume it's very valuable and worth its price. Same with the watch. Let's say you're
But
about to buy diamonds. Are you going to get them checked?
of course. But I value things like work ethic. Do I really want a short to be a very
In a woman?
yeah, of course. I would say no.
Yeah, of course not. Like, for the
Uh-huh.
fuck.
I don't know. But you're saying that you should give a worth to what is valuable and work ethic is valuable.
No, it's not. In a woman.
No, in general.
In men,
You
yes.
yeah.
No,
What
okay, no,
what
wait, let me just address fucking JB's huffing and puffing. Yes?
Oh,
Yeah, JB.
yes.
If two people are working together and making good income, and it is more practical for both of them to join labor forces and they work at the same times in order to live a better life between the two of them, go do it. Two of them should work, right? Typically, an entrepreneur's hours are fucked and they work too many hours. And how much money they make relative to the other person, it is not logical for the other person to work. That is not a better way to fulfill both of them. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So like it's case by case, but for an entrepreneur, like it's not time effective for like your partner to be fucking working. Like from both cases, like if you've got a successful woman, like what the fuck is a man doing in a job? He's making butt fuck nothing. And why is he in a job? Like go boost the one person who is making more money. Make sense? Yeah. But then, but Adil, why do you say in general?
As I understood what you said, yeah, you need to put the words only what is valuable, inherently valuable.
No, no, no. Nothing is
Mhm.
inherently valuable. Very,
Mhm.
very okay. If I look at a chick from across the bar, she has no value other than genetics, as in she'll keep me hard for a longer period of time.
Mhm.
Yes. Other than that, nothing is intrinsically valuable about her. Yes. I need to go speak to her, assess her, and then from that dictate her values. Right? But then that's all relative to each individual. Right? Me as an example. If I found a girl that was religious, like Islamically religious, she's ticked basically all of my boxes. Because that there has so much value in it for me. Right? But then if someone is non-religious, it's fucking useless to them. What that means is you have to assess each person accordingly and don't give someone value just because of that. And one thing that many guys fuck up on is they treat girls differently. Like they are humans. So treat them like a human. Don't treat them better or worse because they're girls. They're humans. Treat them accordingly. If they fuck up, call them out. Like many guys don't call out girls when they fuck up, call them out, they fucked up. Just like as a small example. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right? Like one extreme example, like at times you have to put people in their place, including women, right? Like there was this chick that I knew, and she was like, I'm gonna be a millionaire. And I laughed. I'm like, you're like fucking cute. Yeah. And she's like, she went all fucking woman power on me. And I was like, let's pause for a second. I'm not being sexist. We've been hanging out for quite a bit. Have you ever done more than 1 hour's work in a day? No. You've done less than 1 hour's work and told me it was a good day. You worked very hard. You also told me in the same day you wrote songs, you drew some pictures, and you meditated. Do you believe that is the behavior of someone who's going to be a millionaire? No. You are a stay-at-home wife. It is a good life for you. Do not try to be a millionaire. You don't work hard enough. Right? Now,
Mhm.
this is me being a cunt. Like, either change your behaviors or accept your fucking reality and stop living in fucking cuckoo land. You get my point?
I get your point.
Right?
I've got
And
a
go ahead.
I've got a question more psychological. Why is the mindset of men and women, I guess you can say it's genes and whatnot, but why is it so drastically different in the example that you're given? Most women in this day and age or in that like la la land way. Oh, this and this is gonna I'm gonna do this and this and that. Where most men are beating themselves up almost to the point of a dull, lowering themselves to a degree that what's the wording I'm looking for?
I
Like
would
why
disagree.
is it just are we just inherently that different? Like how are women able to just
Okay. Firstly, you're wrong. All right. You're wrong in your statement about men. Yes, many men are depressed, but it's like you have to remember that standards are different for many people.
yeah,
Right? Like, as an example, I beat myself up because of A, B, C, D, because this is fucking up and that is fucking up, so on and so forth.
yes.
Right? Like, I'm speaking to, let's say, one lady. Yes. And I keep saying things are fucked up. Like, I'm trying to fix this and figure this out and do this and do that. And she's feeling very bad for me. One thing I know for a fact is she has no idea the numbers I'm talking about.
Yes.
Right? Like I'm there like, oh, gotta fucking hit this quota. I'm struggling with this fucking quota. Da, 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 da. And she's like, you can do it. I believe in you. Da, da, da. As though I'm like fucking beneath. She has
Yeah.
no idea what the fuck my quotas are. And if I was to highlight my quotas on how much that is per day versus what the fuck she's making per month, right? She's gonna shit herself.
Mhm.
Make sense? But then you also have to understand that many men don't care and they don't think this way. It doesn't apply to all men. Like there's a good chunk of fucking men that finish their day and go to the pub and go back. Like they just fucking rinse and repeat that.
Yeah.
And like the way that they see things is I want to get a raise in 6 months. You get my point? Or I want to go to a new job in 6 months and develop myself, which is very different to entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Right? But now entrepreneurship is very different because the standards are very completely different. Yes, but you also have to understand like the standards, like anyone who wants to be an entrepreneur is partially retarded because you want to do something that is such a low chance of success rate, not success rate, but such a small amount of people do it and then do it successfully. And you have to be really extreme in all of that. Right? And so that's the difference that you have to understand between men. Like not all men are like this.
Yeah.
Right? Like I would argue most men's mental health problems would be like dealt with if they just went to the gym.
True.
Like there's much the motherfucking broke fuckers that I know that have like what they got a good body. It's like guys, you gotta focus on your mindset. Right? Like good enough for the fuck them. They get positive reinforcement from women. Yeah, so like it's very different when it comes to that. And now when it comes to women, they're a fucking special breed. Yeah, you have to understand. A group of women will speak about one thing. Before finishing that one thing, we'll speak about another thing.
Yeah.
We'll then speak about another thing. We'll then speak about a fucking other thing. Speak about a fucking other thing. Do that for a fucking few hours, and that's their fucking day. They just spoke about a bunch of shit. Like,
But that's retarded.
but they're very cute. Yeah, they're very sweet to listen. Very small creatures. Yes, just not hyper effective. Right?
I see.
But like,
Okay.
now granted, I'm going extreme. As an example, Karen has whooped all of you on today's call. Like Karen whooped all of you. Yeah. And if she wanted to, she'd whoop you all again. Yeah. So it's not to say that all women are dumb,
Yeah.
right? But like Karen is definitely like not normal, like not in
Yeah.
the norm of women.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. But the normal fucking woman, like they're retarded. I'll give an example. Like there's a girl I know. I met up with her. Like I picked her up, and her friend was there, and her friend started commenting, "It's nice. It's different." Just like, a bunch of fucking side, like double-handed compliments. Like it's a slap in the face and a compliment. Yes, I can get pissed at the unemployed fat chick who gets fucked by 30 men, and I know this, and I can have an argument with her, or I can accept the fact that she's fucking retarded and unemployed and doesn't work. Like, why am I gonna get pissed at it? You get like it is very different, but you also have to understand there are many benefits to women, right?
Yeah.
So as an example, a good way to put it is a woman gives sight to man. Like a woman will allow a man to be able to see correctly, right? I'll give an example.
What do you mean? Mhm.
So I'll give an example with me, right? Leave me to my own devices. I'm not going to leave my flat for the longest fucking time. I'm just going to work. I'm going to forget the fucking society exists. I'm not going to speak to human beings unless it's for work purposes, and I'll do that for a few fucking months. Yes? And there's 6 months of my life just gone to building systems, so on and so forth, right? And just doing work and learning new shit. But then have a woman, she's then going to be like, cool, you have to eat, you have to do this, let's go out, let's go live a world, let's make plans. And then you're on a different journey and your eyes are open, right? But now let's not talk about entrepreneurship. Many guys will just go out, get drunk, do drugs, have fun, and they need a woman to put him in his place in order to be like, cool, we have to look at the future now, we have to look at kids. And a woman, in that sense, opens the eyes of man. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so if you are hyper ambitious, hyper working, she can bring you the other side of the world, which is more enjoyable, traveling, kind of that. And if you're
Yes.
other side, you're more into partying, she can bring you
Yes.
back to the work, to the mission.
Yes. Yes. No. A woman, the one caveat to this is a woman will never make a man. Like that is a fact. A woman will never make a man. Many men fall into the sad pit of hope that I'm going to find the right woman and I'm going to become a man. What the fuck does a woman know about being a fucking man? That's the fucking first point there. Yes? Like, well, you think she's gonna fucking wake you up and be like, baby, go do work. I believe in you. No, because that's not how humans behave. right? And many men make that mistake. In order to become a man, you yourself must become a man. And most men are able to then become men when they realize that no woman will get them to be a man. Like it's a sad romantic ideology. Like it is very rare. I've heard of cases where women support men when they're on the come up, and those men treat those fucking women very well once they've made it. Very fucking rare. Good the fuck luck finding it.
Mhm.
Like good the fuck luck. Because the woman also has to be able to suffer through entrepreneurship. Because the more taken away you are from work, the more you are taken away from her. So on and so forth, so on and so forth. And in your head, you're doing it for both of you long term. In her head, insecurity is going to kick in. He doesn't love me. He doesn't care about me. Da, 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 da. And all of this fucking time, you're just thinking, how can I close that prospect? How can I do this? Fuck campaigns. Da, 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 da. But JB, does that answer your question?
Yeah, that's thanks.
Wildly fucking different, like beyond belief, but more different than not in extreme cases. Yes, entrepreneurship is an extreme case. That, as an example, Karen, extremely different, most likely to the average female. Yeah,
Interesting.
like not in a bad way, but let's compare her to Maria, who comes across very much more to the effeminate type. Not saying that Karen's not effeminate. This is a fucking calls recorded. Not saying that Karen's not effeminate, but
Look has been like boys.
yeah, I'm posting all of this shit on YouTube. Like in a few months, I don't care. The like she is not the norm, right? And that's a good thing and a bad thing, depending on how you want to look at it. But then when you go to the norm, like the you have to understand, women, if they take the approach correctly, have the option to not work and live life.
Yeah.
Imagine if you had the option to not work and just live and go do shit that you wanted to do. Like
Okay.
not necessarily, it doesn't fulfill the
Yeah.
part of the man, which is I want to get shit done. But at the same time, like if I can go enjoy all my shit, buy whatever the fuck I want, and just go into a vacuous, like let me just keep going, pleasure, pleasure, pleasure.
Yeah, I understand.
Like not the worst choice. Yeah. When let's say even especially Eastern European, they have that choice.
hmm
So how much of a different play does it have on the psychology of a person? Make sense?
Yeah, so it's the way she thinks that she has a choice, and it's
No,
not this.
it's not that she has a choice.
So what is it?
She can choose not to fucking work, get married, have kids, and Hakuna Matata. That's her life.
And that's beautiful. What I think.
You see, JB even reacted. That's an issue. The fact that you say it's beautiful. Why do you say it's
Mm.
beautiful?
Because at least, yeah, I'm from very traditional society, but from my perspective, you're a man, you work, you have a mission, and then
But why is that not beautiful?
that's also beautiful. And
But let's be honest,
yeah,
you don't say that. You say that the other one is beautiful. Then
yeah,
again, putting it to a higher standard to what it should be put on. I understand your great grandparents would beat their wives when they spoke out of place. It is not as romantic as what you may think.
mhm. Okay, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
When you were talking about the shit girls talk with each other, I was like, huh, that's very different from what I was thinking. And from my perspective, I assumed the best about the
You're
woman I met.
you're retarded. I've literally
Uh-huh.
sat in those conversations and I feel like my brain is melting and being scratched at. It's really fucking painful to sit there and fucking endure it. It's really fucking painful. Like it hurts.
Interesting. Uh-huh. I
Like,
actually mentioned it a couple of. I don't remember who said me that, but next time when you go on a date, try to close your eyes and imagine
yeah,
that you are not with a beautiful
yeah,
person. And I
I
did
said,
it. Yes, I
yeah,
did. So and I was retarded. So I was
so everything she said was retarded, yes?
was boy. It's like I don't. If I had such a conversation with my friend, I would not be friend with him anymore.
Literally, like I was having issues with the chick because we were speaking on the phone. We changed it to FaceTime. The issues automatically stopped. And I was like, I like her. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
things are good. Let's make them good. Yeah, swap it to a
Mm,
fucking phone call. Fuck no. But
I
it's the
see.
same
Yeah.
concept. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like in your case, you over fetishize women. JB just has
Mhm.
to come to the realization that men and women are not the same.
And why do I do that? Like, why do I assume the best, put so much value on women?
Because it's a fairy tale that you created in your head.
Mhm. And why I did that? Look, of course, it's my head biasing from experience. You
Either
can guess.
society, mommy issues, or daddy issues.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like it can most likely be pinpointed. But like what if you over fetishize women to a high degree, it is issues. Like you have issues. Yeah.
Interesting. Did you have such issues? I would assume not, but
I tick every box. Every box is ticked.
interesting.
When it comes to this for me has been the number one issue that I recognize it as an issue, and I go like face first into my issues. I'm like, yeah.
So what you did to first understand where it comes from and solve it?
I know where it comes from, and I enjoy it thoroughly.
I see.
Yeah.
So I have to identify from what reason I overvalue women and then try to face it.
Yes. I'll be honest.
Mhm.
To date, I have never tried to face it.
So what you do?
I just try to find women and convince them that I need 3 wives and it's okay. And the only reason they're against it is because they're jealous, and jealousy isn't attractive. No.
I see. But why not 4? I guess.
No, I've done the maths. 4 is too much for me. Like it's
Okay, I
too much.
see.
I can manage 3. 4 is way too many.
Fair enough.
I said this to her, do you care about my dreams? And she said, yes. I'm like, do you actually? I said, yes. I told her one of my dreams, like, this is genuinely one of my dreams. I don't think I'll hit it, but I'd love to. Is to show up to a friend's wedding on his magical day and rock up with 3 of my wives, all pregnant and looking gorgeous. So that he understands no matter how special his woman is, I have 3.
Haram.
Hmm?
Haram, Habibi. Haram.
Yeah. No, it's honestly, it's legendary because every man will have problems with his wife that night. And every man who thinks he's got a special woman, no.
Mhm.
I have 3 special women. They're all pregnant with my children and looking better than all of your women. Yeah.
Interesting dream. Like, actually interesting.
Yeah. It's a wonderful dream. And if I can make it happen on my last breath, I'm gonna be like, well fucking done, well fucking played. Yeah.
Okay.
But like one thing I also recognize is one of my biggest driving points is women. Like that is innately one of my biggest driving points. So do I really want to deal with it? You know, not really.
Mhm. So
One,
last question, from what you have heard from myself on this call, previous ones, what would be your greatest advice in this regard?
Islamically, ignore all women. Yes.
Mhm.
No, there's 3 options. You can either get married, ignore all women, or go balls deep and filter them all out because the more you deal with, the less valuable they become.
Mhm.
But I don't necessarily like the last option is the most unhealthy option to do with lots of negative consequences.
When you dive into that.
Yes, if you deal with too many women, the value of women comes low. Like, okay, put it this. You have 2 options in the world when it comes to women. You can either be ignorant, which you are right now, which
Yeah.
is not a bad place to be. You know, you see them as beautiful, wonderful, sweet creatures. Or you can deal with enough of them where you understand who they truly are. And yeah, one of the 2. But in your case, find a very gorgeous girl from a good family who's been kept at home for a prolonged period of time and bring her into your house. And when she misbehaves, call the father. He will beat her on your behalf.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shmuel. That's
I don't know why you're saying lol. There are countries where this does happen. Like you can literally call the father,
It's funny because
your daughter. Da, 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 da. I will deal with her.
I mean, yeah, like if you can not beat your wife, like why would you?
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, I've done nothing wrong. Like, just call it
Mhm.
dad. Yeah.
That's solution.
Like, is this the daughter that you raised? She did A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Oh, yeah. Wonderful. Any other questions? No. One thing I will say is women do play a very big part in entrepreneurship, like stupidly big.
Mhm.
So, like, I'm not saying fetishize them, but do recognize that that does play a lot to entrepreneurship.
I don't know, did I told it to you, but even the reason why I decided to join and become entrepreneur was because of women.
Yep.
She has chosen a man who was wealthier, and I was
Mhm.
working like part-time, making decent income for a teenager, but
Yeah.
he was making much more, and I was like, oof. And after she broke my heart, I was okay, no, I'll get much more successful than he is.
Honestly, you hold into that drive and ride the fucking wave. Wonderful wave to be riding.
Mhm.
Yes. But I'll give you an example from me. There was this girl was fucking so good. I knew her. I tried to get a few dates with her. She always fucking declined me. Right? Like she living the best life, spoiled by men, so on and so forth. Right? 1 second. That's fine. Like she was living her best fucking life, right? Like technically out of my league. Yeah. Many years down the line, the beautiful thing is men are like wine, women are like meat. The longer they're left out, the worse they get, and the better men are. Like men just get better. So then I incidentally bumped into her in Joe and the Juice. Now she's my age, so she's getting older and more unattractive. She's not looking like how she used to. And the wonderful Ukrainian refugee that was accompanying me in that Joe and the Juice was looking a lot more fly.
Mhm.
Yes.
I see.
In that moment, I felt very happy with myself and very happy with the direction that my life has taken. Yes. With men, it is an uphill battle in order to get, like, no, granted, not specific to that point, but to get what you want. Good. Enjoy the battle because then you're gonna enjoy the greater the battle, the better the rewards are at the end. Make sense?
Yeah.
Wonderful. We went from mindset to win. I love it. And I'll see you guys in your next session. Are you all booked in?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Wonderful. Cool. See you guys.